Hey guys, this is John Lee Hilliard from JT's Vending. I want to say good morning. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday morning. And want to let you guys know that if you have you ever wondered why whatever you're trying to do isn't working, or why something you're doing isn't working, but you're doing the exact same thing someone else is doing, and they might be succeeding more than likely. And I've had those thoughts about like what I'm doing and how I'm coaching and vending machines, and I had to fall back on the facts of life, the truth, God's word, that life isn't fair. And even our justice system, for me being a black man in the United States, justice just isn't just. It's not. But my foundation that gives me the courage to wake up every day and do the thing that I'm doing and not get discouraged and give up is that God isn't fair, but he's just. That's one thing I can count on, God being just, a just God. And me having faith in the one who cannot lie is the encouragement I need every day to get up and do the thing that I'm doing. Because you have to realize that it's not, there's nothing in nature that exists and that's fair. That's a man-made construct that was made up to make people feel like they should have something that they shouldn't. And these are my opinions. So, you may have an opinion of fair being you get the same as I get. But then when I'm putting in more work, or I'm doing more work than you, how is that you should get the same as I'm getting if I'm doing more work? So again, these are my opinions, guys, and just want to let you guys know, if you're trying to get caught up in fixing why things are not fair, you'll stay broke. You'll be broke for the rest of your life. You'll be broke, depressed, and miserable because you're trying to fix something that cannot be fixed. As long as mankind exists, fairness will not be a thing you can fix. So my point for doing this video was to let you guys know, if you're working on something that you feel that is not working, just know that all work works. It tells you in the Bible that all works. And me wanting to tie, or easy to tie anything back to the Bible, that what guides me is, if you go ahead and Genesis chapter, I think it starts in 30 or 35, where it starts talking about Joseph and his sons. Joseph is one of his sons, one of the sons of Jacob. But his brothers, it was unfair. His brothers tried to kill him. That was unfair. They threw him in the well, and the well was so deep he couldn't get out. That was unfair. They sold him they was about to kill him, but the one brother had to convince him not to kill him. That was unfair. And then they sold him into slavery. His own family, his flesh and blood sold him into slavery. And then he was sold to the Midianites, and he was sold into Potiphar's house, sold to Potiphar, and where he worked as a servant and helping and working. And Potiphar's wife tried to seduce him, and he said no. He said no, don't touch me, leave me alone. And she accused him of trying to have sex with her and had him sent to jail. That was unfair. But if you continue reading down to Genesis chapter 30 or 35, you got to look it up for yourself, because I'm driving. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But when you get about halfway through, you see God takes the source of his pain and what he thinks is a horrible part of his life and turns it into the source of his fame. And he not only becomes wealthy, but he becomes Pharaoh's right-hand man. He becomes essentially the prime minister in our modern day. But God gave Pharaoh a dream that only Joseph could interpret. And by him staying prayerful to God and staying faithful to having faith, God flipped the script on him and helped him get in the position that he wanted to be in. So you can look at biblical principles about things that are fair or unfair, or things that are right or wrong. And I guarantee you can find at every instance that you're not the only one that feels that way. A lot of people feel that way. Me, myself, used to feel that way until I started reading the Bible for myself and started learning that God did design life to be fair. He just didn't design it that way for anyone. Even the people in the Bible, he didn't design it. So if he didn't do it for Joseph, for things to work out fairly for Joseph and King David, and go back and read King David's story, like how he became king. He wasn't even invited to his own coronation. He was the smallest of all his brothers. So just go back and read those stories and you'll see, just understand that life is not fair. You can't waste time trying to make it right and make it fair. You have to take control of what you can and put in the work that you can and continue to stick to God's principles and his statutes and his promises, and God will answer your prayers. So guys, thank you so much for listening to me rant this Saturday morning. We have a cash giveaway coming up tonight at 7 o'clock Central Time. 7 p.m. Central Time, we'll have a cash giveaway today. What's today? Today is February 17th. February 17th at 7 p.m. we're going live to do a cash giveaway. Hopefully you guys get a chance to tune in and win some money, guys. Au revoir, a bientôt, allez prochaine.